Have you ever wondered what actually happens to your body when you climax every single day after turning 50? I mean, not just in that moment, but hours later. Maybe you wake up feeling more drained than usual. Maybe your energy just isn't what it used to be. Or maybe you feel more at peace, more relaxed. But here's the real question. Is that daily routine helping you, or is it slowly wearing you down as you age? Hello, I'm Dr. Elena Weber. I'm a men's health specialist who has worked with over 3,000 men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Men who are trying to understand their changing bodies, just like you might be right now. Today, I want to share something most doctors won't discuss openly. What really happens inside your body when you never take a day off after 50. By the time we're done here, you'll have a crystal clear picture of how daily release affects your hormones, your energy levels, your confidence, your sleep quality, and yes, even your long-term health. You'll walk away feeling informed, reassured, and better equipped to take care of yourself with purpose, not fear. So let's start with what happens right after that moment of release. The immediate impact. The second you reach climax, your body triggers a powerful chain reaction. Your heart rate spikes, your blood pressure jumps up. There's an intense burst of dopamine, that feel-good chemical that floods your system with satisfaction and calm. But here's what most men don't realize. That amazing high is immediately followed by a crash, and after 50, that crash hits harder and lasts longer than it used to. Why does this happen? Because your baseline hormone levels are already lower than they were in your 30s. So when dopamine, testosterone, and your energy levels drop after release, you feel it much more intensely. Now, this isn't necessarily bad. Your body is doing exactly what it's designed to do. But here's the key point. When you climax every single day, your system doesn't get enough time to fully bounce back between sessions. For some men, this creates a pattern. Chronic tiredness, mood swings that seem to come out of nowhere, lower motivation to tackle daily tasks. Does this mean you should stop completely? Absolutely not. It simply means that after 50, you need to pay closer attention to how your body responds, to how your energy shifts throughout the day. Because every man is different. And your ideal rhythm today might be very different from what worked 20 years ago. Now let's talk about testosterone. This is your vitality hormone. It controls your strength, your mental clarity, your mood, and of course, your desire for intimacy. After 50, it's completely normal for testosterone to decline, but your lifestyle choices play a huge role in whether that decline is gentle or whether it drops like a rock. Here's what happens when you climax every day. Your body releases a hormone called prolactin. Prolactin is actually good for you. It's what makes you feel satisfied and relaxed afterward. But when prolactin builds up day after day, it starts to suppress your testosterone production. Recent research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology shows that men with consistently elevated prolactin had testosterone levels that were 31% lower than men who took regular breaks. This is why some men who climax daily report feeling more tired during the day. Others say their desire actually decreases, even though they're releasing frequently. It's because overdoing it can slowly drain your reserves, especially if your sleep isn't great or if your nutrition isn't supporting recovery. This is where listening to your body becomes crucial. If you feel energized afterward, happy, clear-headed, that's your body saying, "I'm handling this just fine." But if you feel low, moody, or physically drained, your body might be asking for a break. And that's worth respecting, not ignoring. The brain chemistry mystery, what happens in your brain during that peak moment, is just as important as the physical sensations. And sometimes, it's even more telling. When you reach that point of release, your brain releases a carefully orchestrated cocktail of chemicals. There's dopamine, which gives you that wave of pleasure. There's oxytocin, the bonding hormone that creates feelings of trust and connection. And there's serotonin, which regulates your mood, your appetite, and your sleep cycles. This combination is what makes the experience feel so incredible in the moment. It's a reward system that's been hardwired into you since birth. But here's the part most men never hear about. After that beautiful chemical high, those same hormone levels begin to drop. And the drop can be surprisingly steep, especially after 50, when your body becomes more sensitive to these fluctuations. A 2022 study from Stanford University found that men over 50 experience a 40% sharper decline in these neurochemicals after the peak compared to younger men. Your baseline levels are already lower due to natural aging, so the drop following that release can leave you feeling more emotionally vulnerable than you expected. Have you ever felt unexpectedly sad afterward? Maybe a little empty? Or like something's missing? You're not broken. You're not alone. This is a completely normal physiological response. But it can become more intense and frequent if you're reaching that peak daily without giving your body time to fully recover emotionally and hormonally. The recovery solution? So what actually helps? First, self-awareness. Don't rush into your next activity. Don't grab your phone or pretend the moment didn't happen. Instead, pause. Place your hand on your chest. Take a slow, deep breath. Tell yourself gently, I'm okay. This is normal. My body is just rebalancing itself. These few seconds of kindness can make all the difference. They help calm your nervous system, give your brain space to stabilize, and reduce the chance of that emotional roller coaster some men experience but never talk about. Over time, turning this into a gentle aftercare routine can help you experience not just release, but also restoration. The physical foundation? Now, let's discuss something physically crucial but often overlooked: your core support muscles and the gland they protect. These aren't just background players in your overall wellness. They're central to how your body manages certain important functions. And after 50, they become more vulnerable to wear and strain than ever before. When you reach that peak moment, a series of powerful muscular contractions happen in your lower core. This hammock-like group of muscles supports your bladder and nearby organs. These muscles help drive the process during that high point. It's an intense action, and under normal conditions, it works perfectly. But here's the challenge. Many men over 50 have weakened lower core muscles, often from years of sitting, lack of targeted exercise, or simply not knowing how to engage them properly. If you're hitting that peak daily, and those muscles are already tired or tight, it can lead to lingering soreness, stiffness, and over time, irritation. Some men describe a dull ache in the lower abdomen, a pulling sensation in the groin, or a nagging discomfort deep in the pelvic area. Others notice they need to urinate more urgently or frequently, or that their flow isn't as strong as it used to be. These are all signs that your lower core support system and surrounding tissues might be under stress, not because reaching the peak is dangerous, but because recovery is being skipped. The simple fix? That's why I recommend something simple but powerful: a few minutes of gentle movement after release. You don't need a full workout. Just stand up, breathe deeply into your belly, let your hips shift gently from side to side. A slow stretch, a brief walk around your home, or even a few forward bends can help your muscles unwind. Think of it like cooling down after lifting weights. Not because the activity was harmful, but because it was intense. And intensity, especially when repeated daily, deserves recovery time. Taking just 5 minutes to reconnect with your body after climax, through movement, breathing, and awareness, can protect your pelvic floor, reduce tension in your prostate area, and help you feel restored instead of drained. It's a small action, but over weeks and months, it makes a noticeable difference. And it reinforces a truth that every man over 50 needs to hear. Your health isn't about doing more. It's about doing things more mindfully. The connection factor? Let's talk about something deeply personal that's often unspoken. How daily climax affects your sense of connection, both with yourself and with your partner, if you have one. When solo release becomes a daily habit, it can either be an act of self-care or a form of escape. The difference is how you feel afterward. If you feel more connected, relaxed, and grounded, that's a positive sign. But if you feel more isolated, numb, or disconnected from your partner, that's something worth paying attention to. Over time, some men find that daily solo release becomes a substitute for emotional closeness. They stop reaching out, they stop touching, they lose that vital element of shared intimacy. Again, this isn't about shame. It's about choice, about being intentional with how you express desire and care. So where does this leave you? Should you stop completely? Should you continue every day? The truth is, there's no universal answer. But here's what I tell every man who comes to see me. Your body is constantly communicating with you. Listen to what it's saying. If you feel strong, vibrant, and energized, you're probably in a good rhythm. But if you're feeling drained, distracted, disconnected, or emotionally flat, it might be time to slow down. Not to punish yourself, but to heal, to restore, to find a better balance. This isn't about rigid rules, it's about respect. Respect for your energy, your hormones, your nervous system, and your emotional well-being. You deserve to feel connected to your body, not confused by it. And when you approach your sexual health with curiosity, patience, and self-care, everything begins to shift. Your clarity improves. Your mood stabilizes, your stamina returns, and you start to feel more like yourself again. So tonight, or tomorrow, whenever that moment comes, just pause. Check in with yourself. Ask, how do I actually feel right now? Is this serving my overall well-being? That small moment of reflection isn't weakness. It's wisdom, and it's the kind of wisdom that leads to lasting strength and vitality. If this message hit home for you, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, smash that subscribe button because I'm creating content specifically for men over 50 who want honest, practical health advice. Second, ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And third, comment below and tell me, what's one thing you learned today that you're going to implement this week? I read every single comment, and your feedback helps me create better content for men just like you. I'm Dr. Elena Weber. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. Remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're just beginning, and they start with taking better care of yourself.